Welcome back to Crypto Mates AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. It really does help with the algorithm. Now let's get into this. We're sitting at $3.03, trading within the range of $3 to $3.08. We're pretty much running flat on the day. We will need to get some good volume and break above 330 to see that next breakout. We'll just keep on monitoring it and see where we go from here. It's a good old rabbit hole. Let's take a deep dive. XRP and the banking license, the next financial order. Ripple's on the brink of something huge. Rumors of Ripple pursuing a U.S. banking license could change everything for Ripple, for XRP, and for the global financial order. Let's break it down. Getting a banking license isn't just paperwork. That means Ripple would stop being just a fintech and enter the world of the most exclusive club, regulated banks with direct access to central banking rails. Why does Ripple need a license? To settle payments directly, bypassing intermediaries, to custody assets like crypto and fiat like a bank, and to issue credit and lending products, to play on the same field as JP Morgan, Citi, and HSBC. But the hurdles ahead are massive. U.S. regulatory hostility, legacy banks lobbying against Ripple, national security review, foreign ties, CBDC implications, multi-year approval process, the bank war. If Ripple becomes a licensed bank, incumbents will retaliate. JP Morgan pushing Onyx blockchain, Swift expanding instant settlement, Fed now positioning as neutral rails. It's not just competition, it's a war for the future of money. Ripple's allies. Ripple isn't alone. Santander, SBI Holdings, PNC, dozens of central banks and pilot programs. If Ripple gets the license, these allies gain direct access to an XRP-powered banking infrastructure. The XRP effect. Here's where XRP enters. With the banking license, Ripple could hold XRP as regulated asset, settle using XRP as liquidity in regulated banking flows, boost trust in XRP for institutional adoption. This transforms XRP from crypto to bank-grade settlement token. The new financial order. If Ripple becomes a bank, the implications are staggering. A cross-border super bank built on blockchain. XRP as a neutral bridge asset. Central banks forced to interact with Ripple as a peer. We might be looking at the blueprint of the new financial order. The plan behind it, the banking license isn't a maybe. Ripple has quietly hired banking veterans, compliance officers, and regulatory liaisons. Step by step, they're building the framework. The license is just the final key. So the question remains, is Ripple simply getting a banking license to join the club? Or is Ripple building the foundation of a banking system, or XRP is the trust layer of global finance? If you found this information valuable or helpful, please comment, share, like, and subscribe. There is a critical detail in the GBBC infographic that stands out. The observer of the new GBB framework is the World Bank, an institution that represents 189 member countries. This matters because the World Bank has already published a report titled Blockchain Interoperability that highlights Ripple's Interledger Protocol, the ILP, and its complementary relationship with the XRPL. In that very report, the World Bank described Ripple's Interledger Protocol as a very promising project for the payments sector. The World Bank's role as observer, combined with its recognition of Ripple's Interledger Protocol and the XRPL, signals that these technologies are on track to anchor the future of architecture of global payments. And we're seeing some major collaboration underway. Ripple, Cardano, and Hedera selected to power a cutting-edge blockchain risk mitigation framework. The Global Blockchain Business Council, the GBBC, has unveiled a new risk mitigation framework. This is a global standard built with direct input from Ripple, Hedera, Cardano, the DTC, and other major players. What it does, it helps regulated financial institutions manage non-financial risks of blockchain compliance, tech resilience, and financial crime prevention. It aligns with global regulatory standards like MiCA and NIST, quantum computing security. The rollout is phased. Phase 1, Quarter 3, 2025, focuses on blockchain infrastructure. By 2026, expands to payments and native crypto assets like XRP, HBAR, and ADA, subjecting them to direct regulatory assessments. Why it matters? XRP, HBAR, and ADA are also 222 compliant, meaning they can seamlessly communicate with global banking and payment networks. This framework puts their compliance and integration under the same scrutiny as traditional finance. Partnerships with institutions like the DTC, the backbone of the U.S. securities clearing, signal that these networks are syncing with top-tier financial infrastructure. In simple terms, by 2026, regulatory oversight will shape how XRP, HBAR, and ADA operate in payments and finance. The fact that these blockchain leaders are helping design the framework shows just how central they are to the future of global financial infrastructure. XRP holders, this is the day we've all been waiting for. August 22nd, 2025. The SEC case didn't just fade away. It was formally buried by the court. Within 7 hours, 7 amendments to existing XRP ETF filings hit the SEC. Here's why this happened. Let's start with the document. On 8/22/2025, the U.S. Court of Appeals issued a mandate. All appeals dismissed, case closed, signed, sealed, and final. The nearly 5-year war between the SEC and Ripple officially over. This isn't just paperwork, it's a signal. Ripple and the SEC filed to dismiss appeals on August 7th, but the court moves in steps. Only on August 22nd did the Second Circuit issue its mandate. This gave fund managers the clarity they were waiting for. What happened next? A filing frenzy. Within hours of the court's mandate, 7 XRP ETF S1 filings dropped. Here's who moved. Grayscale, new S1. Bitwise, Wisdom Tree, 21 shares. Franklin, 20 shares. Canary, all S1 amendments. It was coordinated and deliberate. Why the rush? Legal fog is gone. XRP is now officially in the regulatory class as BTC and ETH. Secondary sales, not securities. No more SEC appeal risk. Issuers wanted their filings updated immediately to reflect this. The SEC case was the last roadblock. With it gone, ETF odds jumped to 95% per Bloomberg. Amendments on 8/22 likely reflect SEC feedback. The next milestone, October decision deadlines. Meanwhile, the market reacted fast. XRP spiked past $3.08 within hours. Volume surged, sentiment flipped, Wells bought, short scrambled. What this mirrors is Bitcoin's path to ETF approval. Legal clarity, SEC capitulation, ETF filings explode, price follows. XRP is now in that exact position, and the clock is ticking to October. Still no BlackRock yet, but with Grayscale, Bitwise, Wisdom Tree, and Franklin all in, the top tier is already circulating. Estimates say $5 billion plus to flow in if approved. This is institutional validation in real time. This moment sets a precedent beyond XRP. It was a warning shot to the SEC. You can't regulate by lawsuit anymore. Other projects could follow, and XRP just became the test case for post-litigation ETF access. The XRP era without legal baggage has begun. Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to take off. Cryptocurrency and blockchain technology has gone mainstream. Mastercard, Ripple, and Gemini launch an XRP Mastercard. Up to 4% cashback paid directly in XRP. Launching August 25th, 2025. Crypto as everyday money is no longer hype, it's reality. Ethena Labs has confirmed that XRP meets all requirements for integration into its USDE, the company's $11.8 billion stablecoin. And you know, I just have to say it, friends. The institutions are here. And if you're still on the sidelines thinking crypto isn't the future, you gotta watch this.
Everything you see in this purple circle, Grayscale holds in a trust. Look at the name of the assets. Somebody say, oh my gosh. World Liberty Finance, your sitting president. Everything you see in this circle right here, he owns. Ondo, Tron, right? BTC, Aave, ETH, Link, Chainlink, and all. Somebody say, oh my gosh. Made in USA. He already, listen, he ran his campaign, Make America Great Again. Made in USA cryptos. Everything you see in the red circle are going to be cryptos that he is going to support. I promise you. Look at the coins that's in that circle, especially these ones that's in everybody's circle. These ones. Boom, 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 boom. Pay attention. I'm trying to show you something here. Then you got the Coinbase 50 index. Coinbase is a publicly traded company. Okay. Look at the things that's in the Coinbase index. Now, did you screenshot?
Really don't need to say much. That pretty much explains it all. And I'll leave you with this quote. Everything that hasn't happened in 7 years of accumulation will happen in the next few months. XRP will be very big. Well, that's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.